I've got my olive oil. Actually, I think I've got avocado oil. Some Kerrygold butter. And some onion. Fresh tomatoes and fresh basil. So score your tomatoes and then put them in there. And then when they're done, ice bath them. A water bath, the skins will just literally peel that off. And then we could flip it over and finish peeling it and then cut the center out. Onions are almost caramelized. What do you think, Eddie?
They're not as brown as what
Sam the cooking guy.
Yeah, what he usually does them. But they're real close.
This is a cut in half and then cut in half again, and then you want to cut, and like cut, and that's chunky chop. So we grew some yellow tomatoes as well as red ones. So I don't know what our sauce is going to end up looking like in the end, but these are beautiful tomatoes and they taste so good. I guess the color doesn't matter in the end, but if the color's a little weird, I guess the yellow tomatoes are why. And then I'm just adding these to my caramelized onions, and you can tell I've already got a giant pot full. We don't have room for all of these. Okay, so now I have all of my tomatoes in, and I put my seasonings. I didn't have any fresh garlic because I wasn't prepared to do this today, but I did. So I have garlic powder. I'm putting fresh basil out of my garden in, so I'm gonna put a little bit in to let it cook with it, and then I'm gonna put fresh in right before I can it. So this is probably after it's boiled about an hour. Just obviously still has a lot of water to boil off before I can turn it into thick spaghetti sauce. Yeah, so now it's gotten really thick, like the water's cooked out of it, it's concentrated, and the next thing I'm going to do is put it in the blender and blend everything up. Okay, so to save all of the loud vroom vroom noises, I've already blended this up. I added a little bit more fresh basil, and then I'm just putting this into the jars, and you can see the consistency is pretty thick. So now it's just ready for some good homemade pasta. One last look at the consistency. You can see the fresh basil I added is real green compared to the cooked, and it's really good consistency for your noodles. It's a true labor of love because you don't get that much, but it's so good. Just look at that fresh basil and that num lids and rings. And then I'm not hot water bathing mine. I'm gonna put it in the fridge because we're probably gonna consume it within the next couple of weeks, but you could hot water bath it and preserve it for longer if you want to.